How's it going, everybody? It's the John Low Fox. Here's my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today, I'm here to talk about some anime, and that is a Ramna and a half. So, pretty much a lot of people have been talking about Ramna and a half and all that stuff, and I kind of wanted to chime in with my thoughts on the new reboot and all that stuff. So, let's get right into it. Alright, so in case you don't know, Ramna and a Half is a popular 80s to 90s series created by Remake Takahashi, the same creator who created two popular series, Yorosei Yatsura and Inuyasha. So this year, Ramna and a Half just received a reboot show, which is currently on Netflix, much like Yorosei Yatsura, which just finished. And lately, there's been some backlash for it that I want to kind of discuss after watching the show. Now, first, people aren't really fond of the idea of a reboot, which I can kind of agree that it's kind of unnecessary to have a reboot for this one in particular. I mean, I kind of feel a little bit the opposite about Yorosei Yatsura since that came out back in the 70s. So I do feel like, yeah, a reboot could have actually, it was actually kind of necessary there. And I actually enjoyed it too, the reboot for Yorosei Yatsura. But I didn't really feel like Ramna and a Half needed a reboot or anything. I kind of felt like they more so needed a final season, kind of like Inuyasha final act or something, or like Bleach 1,000 Year War, where maybe Rumiko Takahashi can kind of go back and or whoever can rewrite the script a little bit for the final season, because most of us or some people, we kind of already know Ramna a little bit, so you could just do a final season or whatever. That could have been a lot more better than just doing a reboot and kind of rushing through it, but that's just my assumption of what they might do versus this be long term. Since the original show since the original show and technically the manga too, it didn't exactly end too proper. It didn't really end properly. The anime kind of just ended, just like that. And then the manga, it did have an ending, but it just wasn't really much of a satisfying ending though. So I just feel like they can definitely make up for that here with the new reboot show. So anyways, second, people don't really like the idea of censorship and the tone in Ramna's breast in his girl form, which I can definitely agree on. Now, which was kind of one of the jokes that kind of made the girl form, was that, the girl form has a very curvy body and all that stuff, but the shows today, they aren't really able to get away with half the things the 90s did back then, show actual bare breasts or display nudity. And last, some of the weirdos online think Ramna's trans, of course, or he's a gay icon, when he's really not. So, for the uninitiated, Ramna has a curse that allows him to change from a boy, from a biological man to a biological woman, okay? So, nothing consensual for starters, and the parts in his female body are actually real. And yes, he still is into women in both forms because his mind kind of remains the same, but his voice and body type kind of vary. But he's originally a male in both that and mindset as well, so yeah. But it doesn't surprise me how someone on Twitter would try to make it into something that it's not. And those are my thoughts on the outrage. As for the new anime itself, the one thing that bothers me the most is the animation. How the hell you have a popular anime like Ramna and a Half in your corner, but you give it the bare minimum animation, And it's kind of done by by Mappa, if I'm saying it right, by that studio, which actually is the same studio that has Jujutsu Kaisen and freaking Attack on Titan, which is known for its fight choreography and its animation and stuff. So it's wait, hold on. So because it's just the animation, it looks so stiff and slow paced and rigid. I'm how do you have something like Ramna and a Half, right? A popular anime that was really big back in the 90s, right? But then you give it the bare minimum animation, It's you're kind of riding on its success already, or the coattails of the previous, series and stuff, without at least doing much to kind of make this reboot actually work. But that's just me, anyways. But if this whole season, I kind of feel like this whole season will definitely the animation definitely won't be that great. But if they do a new season or something, I'm pretty sure it'll improve over time, But for right now, it's just there are certain scenes where it just looks very stiff, or you can kind of see that they might have rushed this and stuff, and I'm just no, I'm not really a fan of that. But speaking of which, they also changed Ramna's hair color as well again, in his girl form, because this time his girl form has pink hair, or a darker kind of pink hair color to it, compared to his red hair color from the original anime. So that's also gonna I'm not against it. It looks alright, but it might take some getting used to, for a little bit. It's not better to me than the red, because I feel like the red was always, kind of fits with Ramna's personality and the whole fiery kind of thing, you know. But yeah, but even that though, like even in the manga, like Ramna's hair was originally black in the manga, so the anime changed it to red, which I think that was for the better. And what you call it, the new reboot has his hair pink this time. So yeah. That aside, the voice acting is fine in my opinion. They actually revised most of the main cast from the Japanese version. Like they got Megumi Hayashibara, again one of my favorite voice actors and stuff in general. Pretty much, I kind of already like I was rewatching. If you guys know, my favorite anime is Slayers, and I was rewatching Slayers Evolution R since I have both Revolution and Evolution R, like both those seasons on DVD that I got from Comic Con or an anime Comic Con earlier this year. So that was pretty cool. Watched it like for the first time in Japanese. I've always watched it in English dub, but I finally watched it in Japanese. Heard Megumi's voice, amazing. And I also have this DVD set of if you guys ever heard of this anime or probably haven't heard of it, it's called All Purpose Cat Girl Nuku Nuku and stuff. Also, Megumi voices the main character Nuku Nuku in there as well. So yeah, I have the OVA series, not the All Purpose Cat Girl Nuku Nuku Dash, or not the actual TV show one, but the OVA one with the limited episodes. That's the one I have on DVD. But yeah, but I listened to that one in Japanese with Megumi's voice as well, so that's pretty awesome. And by the way, you know, like Ramna is also voiced by Inuyasha's Japanese voice actor as well, and he's back voicing Ramna. And then, you know, Kane's voice actress is voicing her again as well, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's a lot different from what I thought originally, because originally I thought they were just going to get like new voice actors or something and just have the old ones just come back and voice like, you know, different characters in different roles like they did with Yurusei Yatsura, where some of the voice actors like Otaru's voice actor, who also shares the same voice actor as Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z, he Otaru this time, he's voicing Otaru's dad, or Lum's original voice actress, she's voicing Lum's mom inside the Reboot show. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, but now most of the main characters are voiced by the ones that played them originally back from the, you know, the 90s or the 80s and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty much, you know. It kind of reminds me of like Megumi, because she voiced Anna actually from the rebooted Shaman King show, which, you know, Shaman King had a remake or reboot or whatever, fully adapting the show this time, whereas the original anime kind of went off the rails there, much like Soul Eater. But it is what it is. But anyways, as far as the English voice acting goes, I haven't really seen too many clips of the English voice acting, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be a lot more better compared to like the English dub from back then, because it was just so laughably kind of bad. You know, it was like, it was so bad it was good, or funny kind of things. But it is what it is. But anyways, but as far as my thoughts though, I mean, I think the show is decent. It's not better than the original, and I definitely recommend watching the original, more so than not. However, they do intend to like make things a little bit more cartoonishly exaggerated here compared to the original, where the original was like, oh, it didn't like emphasize all this, like, oh, for example, Kuno's mad or something, right? And his head would turn into a volcano, like in this new Reboot show, but it never did that in the original. Or like, oh, Ramna's like shocked or whatever, and then he suddenly turns to dust or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of a new take, if I haven't seen any. But yeah, I don't even think they did that in the manga either, but I'm not against it. I'm just saying that's just a little bit of a difference though. And they might do some fast-paced stuff here and there, like Yurusei Yatsura, where they probably combine like the A and B plot and stuff. They haven't really done it yet, but I think they're going to do that though, because the entire series was like really a lot to adapt. Like they had over 100-something episodes, so I'm not sure if they'll really go that far and stuff without some cut-throughs. But yeah, but personally, I do kind of wish that they would create newer stories like Inuyasha, and what they did with like Yashihime, where Inuyasha and like Kagome's daughter and stuff, and their nieces Moroha, Toa, and Setsuna kind of succeeded them, or they had some spotlight. You know, just creating newer things or newer stories within that world or that realm. You know, but that's just my opinion. Tell me down below what you guys think of the new Ranma and a half. Do you hate it? Do you think it's alright? or do you love it, or is it better than the original? Obviously, it's not better than the original, but it is what it is. All right, this is the Jonah Low Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again.